post this on YouTube.
We should.
What would our YouTube name be?
Bonnet Babes, right? No.
Bonnet Babes. Together we are the Bonnet Babes.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the 2 a.m. podcast. We are the Bonnet Babes, Batanya and Denisha. No.
Special guest Cam.
Special guest Camberly. You do not need to know our last names because we don't have any. It's like Beyonce or Brandy or Monica. You know,
Yeah.
We're
celebrities. We're micro influencers.
Yes.
But we're not micro. We're macro.
Yes. Very macro, like the fish.
Oh, do you keep going? Is this good?
Honestly,
I feel like,
is it okay.
Our questions are from my class.
Wait, but we have to see if it sounds right. So
I
maybe
think we
should
sound
stop
cute.
it.
Okay, fine.
All right. So for our first question, well, you want to pick a question?
I mean, we have so many. But yeah, they're from my social class, my 9 a.m. But yeah, she just gave us this paper for a movie we watched. But honestly, you don't need to watch the movie. I don't even know what it was called because I walked in 40 minutes late.
Well, according to this paper, it was called Episode 3 of The House We Live In.
Okay, good to know. I drew over it.
Oh, you did this. I was like, wow, the professor is trying to really engage the students with this calligraphy. Wow. It's reminding me of your SpongeBob moment you had earlier.
Let's not talk about that.
The procrastination episode when he did all that work and only had the. That's what this handwriting looks like. It's beautiful.
Thank you. I wrote over it. There was already handwriting there.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
All right, well. Okay. Oh, look at this one. Okay. You want to like close your eyes and put your finger on the question? Okay, wait. Let me flip it around a couple of times and then you pick one.
Okay. You know.
All right, go.
I kind of feel like I have like the powers to pick. Let's go with this one. Oh. What can I influence? I don't think that's okay. Let's move it up to that one because that's not really a question.
Okay. Ooh, that's the one I wanted to talk about.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it says, given that race isn't biological, should we get rid of racial categories? Why might racial classifications still be useful if we stop tracking racial information? How will we tell if disparities still exist?
Let me read that.
Oh, okay. She is reading this. While she is reading this, I will be filling you guys in on what this podcast is even about. So this is our 2 a.m. podcast that we are filming at 12:21. Oh, snap. That's my birthday.
Okay.
December,
good luck.
baby.
Right.
Let's
give a good sign.
But, yeah, so this is just a podcast where we talk about, important topics, deep topics, and also when we talk about absolutely nothing but what we want to talk about. So welcome to us in our lives.
Yeah.
So you ready?
Yeah.
You good to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to say that, but you want to go first? I'll let you
I read
honors.
it.
Oh.
So you can.
What do you mean?
I mean, I read it out loud, so if you want to.
Oh, that was our.
That was Cam.
Yeah.
That was said with. If you heard it.
Yeah, that's our other roommate.
Yes, she's the third Bonnet Babe. Well, don't tell her that.
She didn't hear that, y'all. Right. So given that racism, should we get rid of racial categories? I actually think that's really stupid, And I hate this whole thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like, when my professor, the class I'm in that I never go to, like I didn't never go to because it's just too early, but when I do go, like I feel like they're like, oh, like, everything is like constructed, like our reality is constructed because like we thought, like, but I'm like, who's we? Like, No, because like what she says, she's like, she's like white and everything. She's like, what have we constructed? And I'm like, no, what have y'all constructed?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know. I feel like it's also like the way how like I feel like it's just like who would say that?
Racial information. You gotta tell the people what you're pointing at.
Well, you said the wrong word, but I mean like, should we get rid of racial categories? Like you can't get rid of things that have like been so ingrained in history.
Mm-hmm.
How you just be like, yeah, you're not that person anymore. Like,
yeah, it's like you can't get rid of it. I agree, and I would say like just going based off the first part. So it says, given that race isn't biological. No, it's not biological, but we can't. The reason why we can't get rid of racial categories is because even though it's not biological, it's still kind of informs us on our experiences, and it's a way that we do classify disparities, because it completely influences how we're able to move around like the earth, like not just in society, but I mean even though
everywhere we go,
yeah,
because it's like no matter what society you go into, like it's still been affected by like those forces and like that thinking, and like those beliefs, because they have been created by like the place we live in. And all the other places, because they've all, I guess we're kind of talking about like colonization. And I feel like, that's like,
Yeah, exactly. And there was something else I was going to say, but I forgot. No, I didn't forget. I just can't think of it right now. But let's go to the second part of this question. Then I might remember it. Why might racial classifications still be useful? They're still useful because you can't get rid of it. Like,
right? Like, I'm gonna point like at one of us and be like, yeah, they're white. Yeah,
like I mean,
that's not how it works. Like,
but the fact that it's saying why might racial classifications still be useful? It's like
it disregards like.
It's like giving the scenario of like this utopia of like, hey, let's say that we didn't have these racial categories. Well, but why would these classifications still be useful to have? And it's like that's not our reality. We can even try to have better race relations or whatever, be more progressive, but it's still, I think this is what I was going to say. I forgot, but we've been so conditioned. No, actually this had to do with like the color blindness, but I'm going to say it for this one anyway. But in terms of like color blindness or like, with race or anything like that, we've been so conditioned to base everything on race. Like we have like sort of these prejudgments that's in our subconscious that we're not even aware of. And it's like you can try and get rid of like the racial categories or like the racial classifications, but that's still going to exist. And with people, when they say like, oh, I'm colorblind, I don't see color, I only see people for their character, it's not really possible. I mean, I see where they're trying to go with that, but it's not really possible because we again have like it in our subconscious to kind of like have those judgments. Cam,
you feel that. He already barking at her, but
barking. I don't know if that made any sense.
No,
but
it did.
Okay.
Did.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like colorblindness, like that's just so stupid of an idea. Because I remember this. Let me not say this, but like I knew somebody.
Okay.
It was like
somebody.
It was like an adult though when I was younger.
Okay.
Who wasn't black.
Okay. Enough said.
And she was just like so adamant on like trying to be more like inclusive or progressive.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forgot, it was for something I did for some like club or something, and she wrote an email back about like about like being like basically like pro colorblind, like we are all the same. Like with like the white fist emoji, we are all the same.
With the
like we are
not
all,
the white
we
fist
all,
emoji.
No, it was we all bleed red. Like what's that supposed to mean? Why am I bleeding in the first place?
Yeah. Why do some bleed more than others?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Let's get on that.
That, I mean, honestly, you know, and for us, like as Black women, our experience is, like I said, it's influenced by our gender, who we identify as, and also being Black. And if you say that you're colorblind, then you are not seeing a part of me that is shaping my identity and my experiences and how I'm able to move through the world. That you are not, like, it's certain barriers and obstacles that you don't have to experience. And so when you say that you're colorblind and you don't recognize that, then you're kind of like, in a way, kind of like gaslighting, but also like just overall just not acknowledging that, hey, you have these disparities. You have, you know, if both of us are going for this job, then you're going to get paid 30 cents less to the dollar than I am. Even though I'm getting paid less than a man, I'm still, you know, making more than this Black woman if I was like a white woman. And to like just kind of like, and that's also like when we talk about like white feminism, like there's a difference between like people, when people think of like feminism, it's just like, oh, feminism, all women, but
free the nipple.
Free the brown nipple.
Free all brown nipples. Third and fourth.
Okay, we won't discuss what that's about, what that's referring to, but yes, like there is a different, like, white feminism does exist, and there is like, even I would say there's even like Black feminism where it's like not the same between like Black women and other women of color who are not Black. Like
it's different. It's like a different experience.
Yeah.
Because, and I think it's called something else. What was her name? Beverly Smith or something? It's like womanism, womanist.
Ooh.
Like that's, yeah, like that's our version of feminism. But it's like white feminism is just like, white feminism is something you buy at Target.
Like on a shirt or something.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like like that is what you learn in classes. Like when when I see like definitions in my classes, it's literally like, I'm like, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. And it's, I don't know. It's just crazy. You know. And it's like people like, especially like, should we talk about
textures? Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to. You can pause it and.
Okay, I had a little break with my taco breath. But I was just thinking about like how like, you know, like other like, I feel like people. That's why I saw a tweet the other day that was like, we should really stop saying POC and like including Black people, because like we are so like anti-Blackness is in every culture.
Yeah.
Like if people are like, oh, it's not us against them, and I'm like, you guys.
With Black people, it's like a free for all.
Like, yeah, it's you guys. Come on now, let's huddle up.
Yeah, I feel like people are always. I don't mean to cut you off. I just want to say,
no, you're good.
People are always like, oh, why is it always between black and white, and like, I get that, but I mean, it's
girl, it's everyone, and especially them.
Yeah,
you know, and it's crazy when people don't see that, and it's just like, come on now. And I feel like I don't want to be like, oh, like I always say this, so I'm like, oh, I'm.
Go ahead and say it.
Okay, well, I would say I'm not anti-white. Okay, well, yeah. I'm just pro-Black in the sense that, like, I feel like people don't understand, like, as Black women, like, what we have to go through. You know, how you're saying, like, it's distinct. You know, it's just, like, from texturism to colorism to, like, sexism in the young community to, like, homophobia and, like, all this other stuff. And I said people don't understand that, you know?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, because they're not us.
You can't sit here. No.
No.
Yeah,
let's not